Okay. Lucy Liu is on her way out. The host of his own syndicated talk show, comedian Wayne Brady, is here, and Kenny G will perform with Shantae Moore. Let me tell you what we have the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, one of my favorites, Goldie Hawn. I love Goldie Hawn. She'll be here. Carson Daly as well, and Howie Mandel's Hidden Camera. Friday, Kate Hudson and the music of B.B. Max. Okay, let's get right to it. You all know my first guest from work on Ally McBeal and from films like Charlie's Angels and Shanghai Noon. Her latest movie is called Ballistics, Eeks versus Seaver. Didn't I see that in the U.S. Open? Eeks versus Seaver? Sever or Seaver? X. Oh, it's X. I'm sorry, not Eeks. Well, it says E-C-K-S. That's, in the comic books, that was always Eek. Remember the women, remember the comic would be Eek, and then someone would, it's X. X versus Sever. Of course, now it makes sense. It opens everywhere on Friday. We'll find out. Please welcome the lovely Lucy Liu.
That they changed the title actually because they were afraid people couldn't pronounce it properly. And so they said, oh, we're just going to title it Ballistic. I'm like, okay.
Well, I like it. It's X, but it's E-C-K-S, which seems...
It's X versus Sever.
It seems like it would be Eeks.
I know, that's why they changed it, because everyone kept saying Eeks versus Seaver.
Oh, see, so
they said, oh, let's just change it to Ballistic.
How are you? You have excellent posture, do you know that?
Oh, thank you. I ride horses, so that's probably
why. Okay. Well, that would explain it.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a joke, and I'm not even going to touch it,
Don't
but I want to ask you. Now, are you a good student? Did you see our jaywalking?
Well, the thing is, when you learn history like that, it's so long ago, but Timothy Hitler was definitely far, far away from where it should have been.
I like the people that excuses, well, I wasn't born then. You know, you shouldn't know anything before you were born, basically.
I like what do you think?
Oh, yeah, well, she was really mad.
It's good. It's good. It's a defensive tactic.
What do you think?
What do you think?
She got a little annoyed. Were you a good student, by the way?
I was pretty good. I mean, when I was younger, I felt like I didn't really understand everything that was happening because I just started learning English when my sister went to school.
Oh, okay.
And then once I hit college, I kind of really got into it. I mean, I was always a B student, but my parents wanted me to be an A student.
Wow.
So by then, I became an A student.
My parents dreamed of me being a B student. I mean, a B student, that would be like, well, that's great.
That's great, yeah. C student, we want you to be a C. No, they were really into the education.
Oh, yeah. So A student, B, no good.
Yeah, but my sister and my brother went to Ivy Leagues, like Cornell and Columbia, and I went to University of Michigan, which is a great school, too.
Yeah. Well, that's very good. That's very good. Now you're doing 2 movies now at the same time. Is this cool?
Yeah, I'm doing Charlie's Angels, the sequel, and Kill Bill, which is Tarantino's next film.
Kill Bill? I don't know about that. What do you play in that?
I play sort of a Yakuza. I'm one of the assassins.
Yakuza. Oh, is that the mafia or the...
Yeah, it's the mafia in Japan.
In Japan, okay.
And she wields a samurai sword. So it's pretty intense. I learned how to use a samurai sword, and I had to learn how to speak Japanese and the whole thing. Yeah.
So now, is it a big sword? They give you like?
It's
huge. Is there a girl-sized sword?
No,
or are they all the same?
There's no girl-sized swords. It's huge. It's heavy. You have to go through training, and you get the whole calluses. I have bruises. I have bruises everywhere. I couldn't cover it up.
Yeah.
You do. I have one here.
Lovely.
I have many bruises.
Wow. Now, do you? But you're like a martial arts person, don't you? You're good. Which one do you know? You know something. One of the stick ones.
I know that like Kali, which is the stick fight, which is in the movie.
What is that, Kali?
Kali, Scream of Silat.
And what is that? That's stick fighting.
It's double stick fighting, and you can do it freehand, and you just learn a lot of different techniques. But the samurai sword though is a completely different technique.
Yeah.
You have to really, I mean, this posture is straight, but you have to be really straight, and you have to squat, and you have to walk around squatting, and it's very difficult.
I'd love to see that. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there a video available?
There actually is a video, because
Really?
I videotaped myself to learn the posture, and I was like, oh my God.
Now, squatting with a big sword, that doesn't seem the best way to fight, squatting with a big sword.
It's also not a good way to pick up guys,
Yeah. The big sword.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so what is it with do you do this, that whole thing where they, and you flip it around? Or is
the samurai?
It seems like just cut the guy's head off, and
that's the samurai way. It's a very fast move, and it comes out quickly, and that's it. It's over.
You just cut the guy's head off.
Yeah, basically.
And where are you doing this? In China?
I was doing that in China. We shot in Beijing. I was there for 5 weeks. They were there for longer. I just had to come back and start Charlie's Angels. So.
Now, how was that like? How was the Chinese food there? Is it good?
I love Chinese food. I'm Chinese. I grew up on it. I mean, but a lot of people weren't familiar with the food. And so, you know, we'd have, you know, preserved. There's this porridge that you have, which is a special. It's not a specialty, but it's a very normal thing. It's kind of like eggs and bacon,
right.
And you have it in the morning, and it's just boiled rice, which you boil for a while, and it's watery. And then they have this preserved egg, which is kind of covered in mud, and then they open it up, and then it's black, and then you cut it up and you put it in the rice.
Sounds delicious.
And you have it for breakfast. But it's normal for me. I grew up with it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in Beijing, people go, let's go down to Americatown. Is there Americatown with like McDonald's? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they have like a Denny's and, you know, like, you know, just Caucasian people making burgers. And, you know what I'm saying? Do they have that? Is there Americatown? I don't know. I've never been to Beijing. I'll tell you, we'll take a break. More with Lucy Liu right after this. See, I haven't been there. Talking with Lucy Liu, star of Ballistics X versus Sever. I'm sorry, this is Ballistics works for me. Now we were talking about food in the break. So like you're in China. What's like the strangest thing you ate there? Was there one odd?
No, I have eaten something very strange before. I went on this trip with Drew and Cameron for publicity, basically, for the movie, and we had to basically hunt and fish for our own food, and so. We thought, oh, how, you know, it's not going to be that difficult. We'll just eat berries and things like that. But we also hiked the entire day, you know, through the streams, through the woods, you know, basically making our way. I mean, this isn't something that you're normally used to. You know, you bring a packed lunch or something with you, and we had to finally the guide got this fish for us by the end of the night, right before the sun went down, and we made a fire, and I ate, well, Drew didn't eat any of it. Cameron ate some of the meat, and I ate like the bones. I ate the tail. I ate the eyeballs. I ate everything. I know. I didn't feel well the next morning at all. I was so hungry though, you know.
So the guys ate the fish, and you got the tail, the bones, and the eyeballs. Didn't you have something you could have traded to get the better part of the?
No, I ate some of the meat too, but it was a tiny little fish, and then when you cooked it, it got even smaller. And he said, you know, if you continue leaving it in the fire, the bones will taste like potato chips, and so I left it in the fire and I ate. I mean, I couldn't taste anything.
So you fell for that one.
I fell for it, but I was so hungry.
So it was you, and Cameron Diaz, right?
Yeah, Cameron and Drew.
And Cameron and Drew Barrymore. Okay, that sounds like a good hunting trip.
We had a good time, but I mean, you know, now I've done the next day. The next day I woke up and Cameron was lying. We were sleeping on a bed of leaves that we had made that night. We woke up, and she said, she looked over, she goes, "Are you okay?" Because I was completely like in a cold sweat. I was green. I said, She goes, "What happened?" I said, "I ate the eyeballs." And she's like, "Oh, honey." You know, she just knew it was a bad scene.
So what did it taste like? Did it taste like chicken eyeball? I mean, what did it taste like?
Yeah, like I go around eating chicken eyeballs.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just was so hungry, I inhaled it.
Wow.
Okay, enough of that.
Well, it sounds like...
Enough of the eyeballs.
You're certainly a cheap date. Yeah, pretty much. Wow. Now, tell me about the movie now. What's this movie about?
The movie is full action.
Right.
And originally, the role of Sever was written for a man.
Okay.
So they decided that it might be more interesting to have a woman in it.
Oh, much more interesting.
I came into the picture, and it kind of is great to see a woman go out there and do sort of what you expect a man to do. Right. I think it brings a really nice dynamic to it.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And so I thought, well, this is going to be fun, and I had such a blast doing it the whole time. And I've got, you know, machine guns, and I've got the collie I mean, it's out of control.
It's everything a woman would have in the 20th century.
Right. But I'm not wearing a dress. Yeah.
Damn. Let's take a look. Here's the scene. Ballistics.
That's all we need to make the show close.
All right, let's move it.
Beatbox drummer and a
Get her!
That's all we need to make the show close.
You should take your people out of here.
What is it?
A feeling. Get them out, now.
What the hell are you talking about?
She will retaliate.
We We've lost contact with our tactical unit.
Then who's manning the assault vehicle?
There you go. Hey, there you are. Well. It's very good.
Yeah.
What married guy hasn't seen that mood, huh? Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Now, you think you could kick my ass? Could you kick the average guy's ass, do you think?
I could protect myself pretty well.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's something to think about.
You want to
tonight.
try me?
Yes, I would love to, but I'm afraid I see my wife watches. See, I have to do all my flirting on the air. That would be very nice, but it's something to think about.
Okay.
It's something to think about. But no, I enjoy you. You're a terrific actress, and good luck with both these films.
Thank you,
Please come
Jay.
back for Kill Bill too as well.
I will. Thank you.
Now you have to leave, right? You have your. Okay. She has to go. I'll see you, Lucy Lou. Thank you very much. Be right back with Wayne Brady right after this.